Made a point of that last night, right, Jamie? Indy won the toss, they defer. And deep in the end zone is Chris Thompson. He will not run it out.
Expand things today.
The first give is to Lamar Miller, and Miller back to Savage to throw. Gonna go deep down the near sideline for Fuller. Contact, incomplete. Nope. On 3rd and 10. Savage. Complete to the outside. Diving for the first down is DeAndre Hopkins. On 1st down. Miller. Pretty much the same result as his first carry. Savage on the move. Just got rid of it before he was hit by John Bostic. On 3rd and 9. Savage running out of time, throwing across the field, incomplete, intended for Bruce Ellington, the 41 years old, averaging 50.5 yards a kick. And booms this one. Quan Bray at the 5. Ducking a couple of tacklers, breaking to the outside. Penalty marker is down as Bray is across the 30, across the 40, before he is brought down by Sean Leckler in a 37-yard return.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 85, half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Their first possession. This is Gore. Out across the 10 to about the 12-yard line. On 2nd and 6. Or again. This time going nowhere. Maybe. Throwing to the far side of the field, complete for a first down to Chester Rogers. And Rogers across the 25 to about the 27.
Some struggles, some injuries on the offensive line, guys moving around, but so far they're playing well.
Brissett to the near side, Gore out of the backfield and wrestled out of bounds across.
An excellent job with the running back checkdowns and swings out of the backfield.
Gore again. Brissett to the outside, that's complete, and that's going to be good for a first down. Brandon Williams with the catch. Mack still in the backfield. Play fake to him. Brissett going to go for it all down the middle of the field for T.Y. Hilton. Touchdown! .45 yards.
Brissett with plenty of time after getting the play fake, stepping into his throw, leading him to the middle of the field where now the safety has vacated the middle of the field. There's no help on the inside for Jonathan Joseph.
Adam Vinatieri with an extra point here becomes the number 2 scorer in NFL history. He's 92 yards in 4 minutes for the Colts, and this kick will not be returnable by Chris Thompson, and they'll start
down with Jacoby Brissett, who's just really growing with this offense.
This is Deontay Foreman, the 3rd round draft pick out of Texas. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Savage got rid of it over the middle. Savage stepping up, throwing, and incomplete at the 40-yard line.
There and take the sack, or you try and put it in a place where your guy can hopefully make a play, and right now the Colts are dialed in with their coverage.
Quan Bray at the 25 and down immediately. Gore once again. So far, Gore.
The Colts need to come in here and withstand the emotional start to this game, and so far they have.
Brissett running out of time and throws it away. Man. Brissett with plenty of time, running out, throws incomplete. Hilton coming across the field. Sanchez. High and short. Penalty marker's down, and he makes a fair catch at his own 34-yard line.
During the kick, holding, return team, number 35, 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Worry about getting bumped into, and I don't know. I thought maybe you'd be watching it from a box.
Lamar Miller with running room up the middle and across the 30. 10-yard pickup now in 2nd and 1. Savage gives to Miller straight ahead, and Miller will make it to the 35, enough for the first down. John Bostic making the stop. Savage with time, throwing incomplete. Short underneath, and that's complete to Ellington. Savage with time, this sideline, incomplete. Leckler. Booms another one. From the 6, Bray. Brought down at about the 17, maybe the 18. Marlon Mack in the backfield now for Indianapolis. Mack with the football, tries the left side, gets a little running room behind Costanzo.
Backfield as well.
Moore stays on the sidelines. Mack, the fake to him. Brissett throws, and that's incomplete. Brissett, quick pass, incomplete, across the 30.
Colts are going to see the same thing. The coaches up in the box will see the same thing. Get a double move and then take it up the field.
Fuller. At about the 30-yard line and down immediately.
I want, and he sticks with it, so I want to see him start working some progressions.
This one to the outside. That is complete. On 2nd and 8, this is Foreman. And Foreman to the...
Still there. Different guy pulling the trigger at quarterback, however.
On 3rd and 5, Savage. Wide open on the far side. Lamar Miller with room to run. Midfield, 45 and out of bounds.
Foul. Defense, number 59. Horse collar type tackle. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's Jeremiah. Savage. On the move, throwing, sideline incomplete.
18!
Savage with time, wide open inside the 25. Penalty marker flies as DeAndre Hopkins pulls it in.
Pass interference, offense, number 10. 10-yard penalty replay, 2nd down.
Who you get?
Give is to Foreman, and not much there.
A closer field goal attempt.
Savage with time, throwing far side of the field, and that is incomplete, just inside the 5-yard line, intended for Will Fuller.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 96, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Henry Anderson. Foreman inside the 20.
That's a heck of a series. That was absolutely crazy to play in, and for us to come out on top was huge. And it's just.
And we get a whistle and a flag.
Start, offense, number 68, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Breno Jacob. Throwing for the end zone. The corner incomplete.
To me, so pretty neat moment for him.
That kick is no good. So he misses his first field goal of this season. Behind him.
120, good.
Gore. Outside, nobody there. He's got running room. 40, 45-yard line.
120, good.
Brissett got his man across midfield and into Houston territory. He picked up 8. It's a 2nd and 2. Gore. It looks like he's going to be about a yard. 3rd and 1. Brissett throwing in and out of the hands of Gore.
The smoke that he had trailing off that ball.
Sanchez to kick it. Try to drop it down close. Will Fuller is going to let it go. Bounces inside the 5. And Indy Special Teams has done a terrific job on this kick. On first down, Savage rolls, throws, and completes to Jay Frost, the tight end, or the fullback. Lamar Miller. And Miller squeezes through and has running room. There's a penalty marker on the ground behind him. He's across the 25 to the 27-yard line and the boards.
Holding offense. Number 70, half the distance to the goal. Replay second down.
Savage out of his own end zone over the middle, tipped it incomplete.
Long, they've also dropped into zone. This time it looks like going more of a cover 2 and rushing 4.
Savage lets it go. Sideline pass almost intercepted by the Colts on the far side of the field. Pierre Desir had his hands on it.
Lose that concentration for a second.
So Quan Bray is deep for the kick from Leckler. Bray, fair catch call and made.
Numbers, police force, fire departments, they've been through a lot here in the last few months.
This is Marlon Mack. Mack has a first down inside the 45-yard line.
Series, they've picked it up in the running game and see if they can't capitalize with a play action.
Marlon Mack goes nowhere, closing from the near side. 2nd and 12. Brissett down the sideline, has a man open, and that's complete. T.Y. Hilton.
Now, if you got to throw a firm throw right into the hole, about 18 to 22 yards on the sideline.
Some movement up front. That was a 30-yard gain for the
Coachman, defense, number 97, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That is Blackson. He's been doing lately.
The last few weeks has been tough.
Mack tries to break it to the outside, spun to the turf at the 10-yard line.
Try and throw the ball here if you can get that first down.
Mack, right side, can't escape that tackle by Jonathan. Mack in the backfield. Mack bulls his way to about the 5, and that'll be enough for a first down. First and goal. Mack with Brissett in the backfield. Brissett to throw for it. Looks right, pulls it down, now on the move. Looking, and throws it away. Brissett looks left, throws left, incomplete in the end zone. All league history. He is a marvel. This is from 22 yards out, and it is good.
Into the locker room was the same locker room they had with the Patriots many moons ago, so he's played for quite a while. A lot of these stadiums he has good memories in.
Yes, he's done a lot of damage.
To camp and ultimately got traded away.
Lamar Miller in the backfield. This is Miller with the handoff. And a couple out to the 27-yard line.
Colts have had a nice mix. You get that play-action pass going. They've got to find a way to start accumulating some first downs.
Savage, and wide open in the middle of the field is Fuller, and Fuller inside the 45-yard line for the Texans. Under 3.5 to play. Savage to throw again. Got hit from behind and lost the football. And it appears to have been covered. Play, 2nd and 19. Savage hit as he throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Ellington. It'll be 3rd and 19. It's the 34-yard line for a first down. This pass is complete, well short of first down yardage.
House like that.
That already does. Quan Bray is back. Leckler going to try to drop this one down short of the end zone. Not able to do it. 50.5 yards a punt. Brissett, sideline, and that's complete to Jack Doyle. Hit hard. Brissett will give it to Mack. Mack changing direction, has the first down out to the 33
with the timeout using.
Brissett on first down to the sideline. Doyle with the catch again and cut down. Been good from 52 yards twice so far this season. Brissett going to throw it this way, and that is caught and out of bounds.
Some question here at the end of the half by what the Texans are doing.
On first down, here comes the blitz. It is picked up, and the pass is complete short of midfield to Brandon Williams.
No need to use him around midfield.
Brissett over the middle, in and out of the hands of Chester Rogers.
The entire field.
Brissett, under pressure, got hit, loose ball. Houston gonna get a touchdown out of this. Lamar Houston to the end zone.
It gets the hit. Brissett, I got to put this on Brissett for hanging on to the ball too long as he's looking down the field. The Texans are going to bring pressure. They rush 6, only drop 5 into coverage, and when you see 6 guys are coming, you've got to get rid of the ball. It's. I understand looking down the field. I understand the situation that you're in. You don't have enough guys out in the route, and use the timeouts.
Fairbairn with the extra point. Six touchdowns on returns this year. Quan Bray will not run this one out of the end zone.
For Houston.
And his defense has forced 11 fumbles this year. That's the most in the NFL. Brissett trying to get away, and he can't. He'll go down.
So now we know why he's been calling the timeouts.
2nd and 16, and they're just going to run this one. Frank Gore.
White 20. Good.
Brissett takes the knee, and we go to halftime.
The big plays down the field for later on.
It was obvious that's what Brissett was doing, getting the ball out early.
Yes.
This is Quan Bray on the run, 2 or 3 yards deep in his own end zone, and not going to make it back to the 15-yard line.
White 20. Good.
We're going to start with Gore on the ground. Nothing there. It's got a big defensive play. On 2nd and 9, Brissett sets up the screen. Gore across the 20 and out to about the 22, 23-yard line. Brissett across the field underneath. Doyle complete for the first down, but we have a flag. We don't have one lip reader in the booth, so we don't know who the flag was on.
I think John Perry was saying hands to the face.
Brissett. Throwing. That's complete across the 20, diving for the first down. Going to let it go, and Will Fuller is deep for the kick. End over end. Bouncing inside the 30 and out of bounds. For just 76 yards throwing. Tipped in the air, falls incomplete.
A shot in the back, just not getting any kind of rhythm so far with Tom Savage.
Miller breaking free, up the middle, across the 40 to the 41-yard line, and a first down. Savage going to throw down the far sideline. Catch is made. No, he lost it as he went out of bounds. That was DeAndre Hopkins.
Baseball, and Clowney was saying the same thing, right?
Yep. I have a funny feeling it's not hard to become a baseball fan in this town this year. Savage throwing and out of the backfield.
Time to get those reps in, and you could see that they just weren't on the same page. Hopkins hesitated right at the top of the route, and Savage kept leading him.
This ball bounces inside the 5, takes a sidewards bounce, and it's going to end up a terrific kick by Shane Leckler. So the Colts from the 5. Brissett under pressure, going to run. Out across the 15 and out of bounds. On first down now from the 18-yard line, and this is Gore.
The big play down the field.
2nd and 9. Brissett going down. 3rd and 17. Brissett throwing, and that's Doyle, and Doyle shakes one tackler across the 20 and out of bounds at about the 22.
Field position.
Fuller inside his own 30. Here's the kick from Sanchez. Fuller at the 30. And forward to about the 34-yard line.
It's awesome. We go around. Look at all the stuff we've seen from Houston just we're into the 3rd quarter now. The sights around the town.
Little screen to DeAndre Hopkins on the far side of the field. Foreman. And Foreman pushing his way, it looks like, to a first down at the 44. Foreman again. For about 2 to the 46-yard line. Savage with time, underneath, complete to Foreman, who is
Tear, which right now he doesn't have.
2 out of 9 on third down so far today. Savage throwing over the middle, too low. Incomplete.
Playing upfield because it gives the ability of the defensive player to undercut it.
Leckler gets it out of there. Bray. Fair catch made at the 9-yard line. Able to do so far for Houston. Brissett throws, threads the needle.
But now he has 2017 ahead of him.
All right, Jamie, thank you. This is Frank Gore looking for the first down and cuts it back and may not have gotten there. Deal for the Houston Texans. We had a timeout called.
Prior to the infraction, timeout Houston. Team second.
So Houston uses its second.
Right over Kelly.
Neither of these teams very good on third down conversions today. Straight ahead, Gore. And looks like he just barely got enough for the first down.
Get lower and get the first down.
This is Marlon Mack. And the rookie can't find much going there.
Interior defensive lineman in this style of defense.
Brissett gonna take off and slide down. And here's a late flag.
Holding. Offense. Number 68. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
A lot of noise at that part of the field. Brissett throwing outside, complete. And out across the 20 is Jack Doyle. Sits back. That pass is complete. Hilton. 50. Cuts it back inside the 35-yard line. And he continues to go. Let's see if he was whistled down. I believe he's whistled down at about the 33, but he's celebrating a touchdown. What a day for T.Y. Hilton.
Previous play is going to be reviewed.
See as this right arm comes up and see if it hits that knee. There's nothing to indicate that it does. See if you can see that knee pad move or anything can move on that left knee. It doesn't appear that anything on the, there was no whistle and it wasn't.
After reviewing the play, the rule in the field stands as called. Touchdown.
So much for T.Y. not being involved the last 3 weeks. Today, 5 catches, 175 yards and 2 touchdowns already.
Vinatieri's kick is good. 1:56 to play in the third. Football team since 1950. Even hosted the Super Bowl 8 back in 1974. It's been around. And he has been piling up the yardage. So Savage gives to Foreman. And Foreman pushes the pile forward.
I like the fact last series they got into some quick snap on the ball type play calling.
This is Foreman, and Foreman. Savage to throw. Can't get away. We get a penalty marker as he goes down.
There's 2 fouls in the play and they'll offset. Holding defense number 35. Holding offense number 74. We'll replay first down.
Savage down the far sideline. Incomplete.
In the middle of the field because you know you're going backside to Fuller. That'll cause some separation in coverage.
This is Deontay Foreman straight ahead, and that will bring the third quarter to an end. Savage got rid of it. Wide open on the near side of the field is Hopkins. Hopkins sliding down at about the 46-yard line. Foreman trying to break it outside.
So they realize how important this game being a division matchup.
Savage getting time, throwing into heavy coverage. Savage on the move, throwing back across his body, and incomplete. Punt of today. Aims this one to the corner, and it is down at about the 7-yard line. Make it to 5 on first down. Frank Gore. 2nd and 10. Gore out across the 10 to the 11-yard line.
It's right, and he's got off coverage.
Going to throw it deep down the sideline. It is incomplete. Penalty marker.
Pass interference, defense number 40. Spotted the foul, automatic first down.
Yard penalty. Advances the ball to the 47. Gore, left side, running room, gets a first down.
Hurry, go!
Play fake, Brissett. Got rid of it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, watch Hilton as he goes up. He thinks this is a run. He goes up, he's blocking.
Pass interference, offense, number 13. Houston has accepted the penalty, 10-yard penalty, first down.
On the quick slant, that pass is in and out of the hand. 2nd and 20, Brissett. Little flip over the middle, that is complete. Gore eludes one tackler, and the second one brings him down at the 43 in NFL history. 3rd and 11. Brissett throwing outside, that's Doyle, and then diving to about the 35. It's going to be 4 yards short of a first down. And a Terry on its way. I'd say he's a future Hall of Famer, wouldn't you? Tonight, our Jim Nantz on hand, along with great Elvin Hayes, great Dick Enberg.
Scoring over 30 points with Deshaun Watson at the controls, and today struggling to get first down.
This is Will Fuller, and Fuller this is Miller. Miller with running room off the right side and has a first down across the 35 to about the 37.
Putting up a lot of points, but there hadn't been a lot of room for error in some close ball games. And then the Colts, Chuck Pagano told us they got to learn how to finish games. Here's
Savage steps up, throws, Miller out of the backfield, shakes a tackler across midfield. And to the 46 of the Colts for a first down.
Let your teammates work for you.
Savage to the sideline, and that is caught.
Down the field and get a touchdown.
Savage stepping up again, going for it all. End zone. Touchdown, Hopkins.
Allowing the safety to come over the top. Watch his head there. The first couple steps, he's looking down the middle of the field because he knows he has a post on the backside by Fuller. That holds the safety in the middle of the field, which allows him to get his head over to the side and get Hopkins one-on-one down the sideline on a double move, a little out and up by Hopkins. Accurate throw.
Fairbairn's extra point is good through the first half of the season. Quan Bray is deep. Bray will not run it out from a yard deep in the end zone. 5-yard line.
120. Good.
Play fake to Gore. Brissett throws to Doyle. And Doyle gets a first down across the 35 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Another example, another week, another opportunity for them to finish off a game.
This is Gore. And Gore pulls his way forward close to the 40-yard line before Brennan Scarlett pulls him down. Jacoby.
The last couple weeks, we just need to finish off these games and find a way to get a win.
2nd and 7. Gore.
And hasn't healed as quickly as he had hoped.
Here's a big 3rd and 2. Brissett under the gun and goes down. Penalty marker in the middle of the field. Perry.
Holding, defense, number 24. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
New set of downs close to midfield now for the Colts. To the outside, Doyle, and Doyle out of bounds as he crosses midfield. 2nd and 6. And this is Gore. Grinds out a couple of tough yards to the 46. Brissett with time, throwing on the slant, incomplete.
He's going to have a chance.
Will Fuller inside of his own 10. Short kick. And it floated out of bounds somewhere further. Let's see where they end up spotting it.
That's what they'll be talking about is the 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns if he's able to lead them back and get a win.
Savage throwing to the near side, and this is caught by Bruce Ellington. Ellington across the 30, out to the 33 and a first down.
Lots to put pressure.
Savage running out of time, running out of room, shovels it forward to Lamar Miller, and Miller takes it back to about the 33-yard line. He's got to do it in a hurry, and he got it off. And hands it off to Miller. And Miller with running room. Miller close to midfield. He'll have a first down when we come back from the 2-minute warning. 1:55 on the clock. Savage, sideline, diving.
To be complete, but the play's not stopping.
Nope. Savage. Savage throwing, and inside the 40-yard line is complete to Steven Anderson, the tight end. Savage throwing it, caught. Penalty marker is down as he comes down inside the 25-yard line. Perry
To the pass, holding, defense, number 57. Penalties decline, completed catch, first down.
Linebacker John Bostic guilty. Minute 15 on the clock. Savage looking left, throwing left. That's complete to about the 16, 17-yard line. Clock continues to move.
Man-to-man across the board with a safety in the middle of the field.
Savage looking left again, lobbing it for the end zone. That's out of bounds, incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins went up and made a great grab. Came down out of bounds.
I don't know. I want to see this one again, Greg. He comes down with it. Let's keep an eye on his feet. He has possession. There's 1 foot. I don't know. He doesn't get that second foot down. If he had tapped it, if he was able to tap that other foot,
there'd be pandemonium in here.
Well, now they're going to stop it and have a replay. The replay official just brought the monitor out onto the field, but from our angles, it doesn't look like that second foot gets down. Left foot down. I don't see that right foot tap until it's in the white.
After reviewing the play, the ruling of the field has been confirmed as an incomplete pass. The receiver only got 1 foot inbounds.
So Savage has
the field.
Savage over the middle. That's complete at the 10-yard line and down to the 7. Savage throwing this side of the field, incomplete, not out of bounds.
Middle of the field, otherwise you take your one-on-one to the corner.
Savage throwing, backside of the end zone, too far, incomplete. Savage, this side, incomplete at the goal line. Here's the game. Savage under pressure, had it batted away. The loose ball is batted around, the Colts cover it, and the Colts are gonna win it. Barkevius Mingo recovered the ball, and Jabal Sheard applied the hit.
Well, head coach Chuck Pagano had talked about they want to finish. Got to find ways to finish. Got to find ways to win ball games. You come down and get a big stop on 4th down, final play of the game. It's exactly what they needed.